Hello, my stamping friends. My name is Holly Peterson, and I'm an independent stamping demonstrator, and I'm located in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Today, I saw Julie Salva do this card, and so I am casing this from her, and I believe it's called a column card. Stands up for display, and then you have an area on the back for your greeting. So we'll set that over there. And we'll go through the measurements real quick. I have Darling Duckling 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. Along the 8 1/4 inch side, you're going to score at 1, 2, 3, and 4. Basic white 4 by 5 1/4. Darling Duckling 4 1/2 by 4. On the 4 1/2 inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 and 1 1/2. I have some Painterly Pears designer paper. I have one piece that measures 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then we have 3 pieces of the same pattern that are 7/8 by 5 3/8. We have a layer of Secret C that measures 3 by 3, and it's cut with the largest stylish shapes. And I've already embossed it with our greeting, Happy Birthday. From the designer paper, I have cut out the pears and some flowers. We have a little 1/2 inch strip, 1/2 by 4 inch strip for the back of the card of the Painterly Pears paper. Another layer that measures 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then we have basic beige that's 3 1/8 by 5 3/8. And another layer of Painterly Pears that measures 3 by 5 1/4. Okay. Oh, the greetings that I'm using came from Banner Sayings. I'm using this Happy Birthday and wishing you good things. This is one of our new cases. And then I'm also using the Perfectly Pears bundle. Now this bundle is on last chance, but if you are going to add it to your shopping cart and get it, you'll want to add the stamp set separate from the dies because it will be cheaper for you than buying it as a bundle. So enter the item numbers separately if you're adding this to your shopping cart. Okay, all of the score lines we're going to fold the same way towards the inside of the card. And I'm just reinforcing each of those scores with my bone folder. So this last section here is the section that we're going to adhere to the card base to make the column. So we don't need any designer paper on that layer or on that section. But the other 3, we're going to go ahead and add our designer paper. Get it on straight, hopefully. Once you get one laid down, then you can use it as a guide to lay down the other ones. And I'm just making sure there is a little bit of a directional pattern on these. I'm just making sure that this little design is going the same on all 3 pieces. Whoops, that's not very good. Okay, now we can put adhesive on this section. For that, I'm going to use some tear and tape. You could probably use liquid glue or seal as well. I'm just going to put 2 strips of tear and tape on that section. And then I like to remove the protective layer with my Take Your Pick tool. If we fold 2 sections of the score line flat, well, maybe not. I'm just going to bring this around and line it up with my fold and both edges. Just reinforcing my score lines. Sometimes you have to let the paper know who's boss. Okay, so then the next layer, the next step we want to do is add our background layers here. So I will add this basic beige. To this section. And then the designer paper on top of that. I love this print with the secret C. Now this paper is not on last chance, so you can still get this paper. I believe it is an online exclusive, but you can just type in the search bar on the website, Painterly Pears, and it will show up. Okay, we've got that done. The next layer will be this Darling Duckling layer. And I've already scored it. We'll just reinforce those scores. And then the shorter piece of designer paper will go along this edge here. And then again, I will use some tear and tape to put along this section. Now, when you add this section, let's go ahead and put a little bit of tear and tape along this edge as well. If you have a little that goes over, you can just fold it back on itself. So you want to fold this flat and your column flat. And it's going to adhere to this top section. And you want to make sure that it doesn't go over the edge of your card here. So I'm going to give it a little bit of the designer paper showing there. And then you can just press this down and then it will stand up for you. But then that way you make sure that you're not too far over the edge. You still want it to fit in your envelope. So then the 2 7/8 by 3 7/8, we're going to just add to this front section. I didn't even pay attention. I I guess that one's cut more at an angle versus up and down. This is the same pattern, same design in a different color. Okay, we are ready to adhere our circle layer, and that's going to be flat. The flowers are going to go down here. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the bottom of this stem. Got a little piece of dried glue in there. There we go. And I'm just going to stick this on the pear, the large pear. And like I said, this is die cut from the designer series paper. So I'm going to use dimensionals on this. And then for the leaf, I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. So we'll do that right there. And then these little flowers are going to go on flat. And I'm just going to tuck them underneath the pear a little bit. And then for the back layer, we're going to just put this strip across the bottom. Got my adhesive a little bit off the edge there. And then we're just going to add the pears here. And then with Secret C, we are going to stamp "Wishing you good things." And I like it just tucked down here by the pears. I'll go ahead and add this to the back. And then for the centers of the flowers, these little flowers on the front, I'm using my Wink of Stella. And I'm just going to color in the centers, giving them a little bit of sparkle. There we have it. A fun fold happy birthday card using the Perfectly Pears and Painterly Pears paper. Thanks for stopping by and watching my video. If you've liked my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.